Coming up, don't you wish you could hot like me?
And we don't want that, Louise.
No, we can't have that.
So I took a picture of my and he actually replied and he was like, what's that? The incredible Kimberly Wyatt.
She's here. We have a Pussycat doll.
What's it like being a Pussycat doll now that you're a mum?
I had maternity pants and Spanx under the latex and stilettos.
Can you believe we're in October already?
I know the year is flying by. It's officially autumn. And you know what that means? Spooky season is here.
Ooh, exactly. And to celebrate, we have some huge news. This month, we have an amazing new sponsor, Card Factory.
That's right. We are so excited about this. We'll be working with them throughout October, and it's all leading up to a massive Halloween extravaganza at the end of the month. We can't wait to share it all with you.
It's going to be so much fun. So get ready for some spooky surprises and maybe a few Halloween parenting fails too. There'll be a lot.
Let's just say you'll definitely want to watch this one.
Now let's get into it this week. So how have you been?
How have you been? How have I been?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a bit of a, I'm just going to go straight into it.
Okay.
We had a bit of a clusterfuck of a morning.
Oh no.
Where my daughter, out of nowhere, just was really, really particular about her hair going to school. But
that's not a normal thing, is it? Or
I mean, you know, I'll brush her hair and, you know, do a plait or a ponytail. But this morning, she wanted longer hair, which I can't do. I can't just give her longer hair. And she was absolutely adamant, Mummy, make my hair longer. And I was like, well, I can't. And this went on and on and on. And then we ended up having a bit of a bicker. And then I'm like clock watching going, you need to get to school. I've got to get my train. We can't be late, because if you're late to school, I'm late for my train, which means I'm late to sit here.
And we don't want that, Louise.
No, we can't have that. So yeah, we had one of those mornings and then realised I got the wrong day for PE for my son. And then we forgot to pack lunches. Honestly, one of those mornings.
Yeah.
But they're all managed to get to school on time.
And the relief when they go to school. Yeah. First few days is always like a bit, oh God, you're back to school. But it's week 2, week 3, week 4, you're just like, what is it this week?
Yeah.
And I know I always mock the WhatsApp groups, but actually it's like, some parent will always say, don't forget it's PE today. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, thank you.
And that's what I didn't do. I didn't look at the WhatsApp because it was all in there.
My husband texted me this morning and I couldn't stop laughing because he had to drop 3 kids off. He texted me and said that there was a dad at nursery that hasn't done the drop off before. And you have to go up a few flights of stairs. And basically my husband said he got to the top floor and there was this kid just having a tantrum, like laid on the floor. And this dad obviously wasn't used to this before nursery because he's like, I don't want to go. And then apparently the dad just looked at the kid and he went, we're fucking doing this again, are we? And then he looked and he looked at like under his breath, and then he was like, "Come on, then, mate, let's get into nursery." And then he said he just saw this guy walking out of nursery, like, "Oh my God!" Just that relief that he's just got rid of him.
Vodka tonic, like, because it's just so stressful.
At 8:05 in the morning.
Yeah. My husband did ballet drop off yesterday, and it was the first lesson back. And my daughter's got a new class now, and he was taking her there, and somehow, very unfortunately, she fell and cut her knee, and meltdown central, blood everywhere. And my husband sent me a picture of her knee and going, literally like, I bet you can imagine how this went.
It makes me laugh that you said your husband sent you a picture because when I look through the pictures, like, you know, when me and my husband first got together, we used to send each other like, you know, sometimes I'd be like, go on then, send me a pic. And I might send him a picture of my areola that was quite pert at the time. But it's not anymore. So don't send them any stuff like that. Actually, I got 2 stories. So it just makes me laugh because we send each other pictures of poo and it's like, look at the size of that shit. Yeah. And you think, we used to send each other pictures of our genitals and now we're just sending pictures of our kids' bodily fluids that have come out. I'll never forget though, when before we went to try for babies, I was actually told that I probably wouldn't be able to have children because I've got polycystic ovaries, and I had all these tests done, and this doctor was like, listen, I'm really sorry, but it may be that you may struggle to conceive. You might not be able to have children. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this. I've been married. We waited for 5 years before we started trying. Basically, a week later, my husband had to have in a pot. And he was a bit overwhelmed because I was like, I might not be able to have children. I need you to masturbate in Leicester Royal toilet. And if you haven't been to Leicester Royal, it's a great hospital, but it's maybe not the most state of the art. It's not the Portland kind of vibe.
Doesn't really make you horny.
I went with him and I sat outside when he was like in the general public toilet. It wasn't even like a nice toilet. So I was like, right, I know what I'm going to do. So I went into the ladies' toilet, not into his toilet to help him. Christ, I couldn't be asked for that. I'd done CrossFit that morning. My arms are killing me. So I took a picture of my but I had a beige bra on. This is pre-kids, obviously. A beige bra on. And like, my boobs don't look great. I sent it to him and the signal's terrible there. And he actually replied and he was like, what's that? I was like,
I've just lost my hard on.
Andy, I was trying to send you some material here.
God.
But I felt so sorry for him. And I was like, it just made me think of pictures that we used to have.
Yeah.
And then you have kids and it's pictures that you now have, like the black tar when they're first born and everything.
Yeah.
So
yesterday was the blood on the knee. Also actual text messages. Like I remember sending text messages being like, I can't wait to see you later. Got a surprise for you.
What do you send him now?
Pick up some milk.
Yeah. You didn't take the fins out, did you?
Yeah.
Love you.
Or like, This week's guest is absolute fire. She's a mum of 3, a dance legend, a wellness warrior, and she's got some serious stories to share.
From Pussycat Dolls glam to muddy school runs in Surrey, please welcome the incredible Kimberly Wyatt.
She's here. We have a Pussycat Doll.
Can you believe we have a pussy? Does everybody do that to you? Like,
At times.
Oh my God, a Pussycat Doll.
Yeah.
That's us. We're fangirling right now.
I mean, I have to ask, do your kids know that you're a Pussycat Doll?
Yes, they very much do.
And are they like, this is really cool, or are they like, this is proper cringe?
You know what? Especially my oldest, because she's the most aware. She plays it down, but then there'll be times we're going to school. She'll put on When I Grow Up or Don't Ya and blast it and tries to roll the windows down to show up to school.
Oh my God.
Or also to catch conversations. Well, my mom's Kimberly Wyatt from the Pussycat Dolls. I'm like, oh, she plays it down, but she actually hidden loves it.
And imagine having a play date. Like your kid's like, what does your mummy do?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a Pussycat Doll. You'd be like, is she?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
More often. Yeah, please
I work in admin. That's great. Your mum does that. Yeah, brilliant.
And you've got three children.
I do, yeah.
And how old are they?
So my oldest is 10, our middle one, Maple, is 8, and Senna is 5.
Beautiful names.
Thank you.
Beautiful names. And so we were talking before we started recording.
Yeah.
And you were just telling a story that after which one was born and you ended up going back on tour with the Pussycat Dolls?
Yeah, so I'd worked really diligently to try and get the dolls back together for our reunion performance. And it was a good 2.5 years of lots of chats and trying to get everybody on the same page. And then just as we signed contracts, I'd not been feeling very well and I didn't know what that was all about. So my husband was like, just take a pregnancy test just so we can rule it out. So I go in and take the pregnancy test and realize, I'm quite pregnant.
Oh, God.
How far were you at that point?
I think at that point I was 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
And so then I realized, well, God, I put all this work into making it happen. What does this look like? So looked at the timeline, was like, okay, if I could have the baby and then be back on stage within 7 weeks, then we can do this. So I found a brilliant doctor who was with me through the whole thing and just sort of went in and gave me a little stitch after the cesarean, and it was on call leading up to that big performance.
Stitch after the cesarean.
Get those abs back
You've
together.
literally had your body hacked in half. Like, this
Just
doctor was great. He just did a little stitch.
Just reach in.
Back on stage in what, 7
weeks? Yeah. So I was breastfeeding my baby backstage at the X Factor, and then took the stage. And I mean, we were dancing in water. We were jumping off big stages. We were being caught by the dancers. And of course, at the end, I do my big leg lift. So it was an act of bravery and sacrifice.
But actually, how? How did that even work? I mean, after I gave birth, I don't think I'd even I mean, there's no way. I mean, you're doing splits and everything. How?
Were you still wearing your maternity pants at that point?
Yes. I had maternity pants and Spanx under the latex and stilettos.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, it It was insane.
And what did the other Pussycat dolls say? Because obviously when you tell your friends you're pregnant, I imagine like everyone's obviously very happy for you.
Yes.
But then everyone's going to go, hold on a second. Like
You're ruining this.
You're going to ruin our performance. How does that work? Can you still do the high kicks in our performance? That's what. But it must have been like they'd be quite worried about you.
Yeah, they were. They were certainly a bit worried, and I just made it a sort of a pledge to myself. Like we were ready for a world tour. It was like a really big thing. So as far as like the fact that I have my own things going on, I didn't want it to sort of get in the way of the creative process. So I had my husband there keeping the clock on to bring the baby as I'm in the middle of rehearsing. Okay, it's time to breastfeed, get on this boob or that boob. Wow. But it was in the lead up to our dress run for X Factor, and we had to dive like a swan dive and be caught by the dancers. This was the one time I was like
7 weeks after a C-section, it's like swan diving onto a bunch of men. Like,
aren't you supposed to like not do much after you've had a C-section?
Yes. So I was like, this is the one time I'm gonna have to speak up. I was like, if I swan dive and you catch me by the tummy, this will end very badly.
Oh my gosh.
So if we could just amend it so we could like flip in the air and you could catch us by our backs, then we could be okay. So that's what
they did.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to see a YouTube clip.
It was insane.
It must be on YouTube, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And were you not terrified of thinking, what if?
I was in such a place where my organs were kind of still floating all over the place. I wasn't sleeping. I was breastfeeding. All the other girls, of course, are so fit and looking so glamorous and are so ready for this because they've made it their life commitment to make it amazing. But I was just in a much different headspace.
Would you do it again? Like, if given the chance, would you be like, I've just had a C-section, I'm going to go and jump off the stage?
Probably not.
Do you look back now after having 3 kids and think, that wasn't a normal mum thing to do?
It wasn't a normal thing
that
to
was
do.
No way. Every mother listening to this would be like,
do not try this
so
at home.
I put the bins out after 7 weeks. I did really well. And you're like thrusting and everything on the stage.
Well, when you've got 3 kids, that comes with a lot of money to support that.
Yeah.
And I really felt like it was kind of a now or never thing with the dolls. It'd been 10 years since we'd been on stage together. And there was a lot going into it, all the planning for this world tour. So I was like, this is a sacrifice I'm sort of willing to make. Well, to live the dream, of course, because I love being a doll and being on stage with the girls, but also to set the family up and pay off the mortgage and help with the kids.
And how empowering. I know we're going, oh my God, that's not normal, because it isn't. But actually, like, huge credit to you, how inspiring that is, and inspirational to like other mums listening thinking, wow, like it's not just you getting up on stage, it's listening to the sacrifice that you make as a mum. The postpartum, your hormones would be everywhere, you're breastfeeding with other pussycat dolls are like waiting for you to hurry up so they can rehearse. And then you get out there and absolutely smash it.
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you were actually performing? Because I guess for 9 months you felt a bit heavy.
Absolutely. And I felt heavy on stage. I didn't feel like I was in my own body, that's for sure. There was no core whatsoever. But there's this picture of finishing it and I'm grabbing the girls and my head is back and I'm just screaming in elation. I was like, oh my God, we did it. And it wasn't just me and the girls, but it was like, it's me and my husband and the kids and the family and everything that went into making that moment happen.
Wow,
and I went home to the 600 and some odd Ofcom complaints about how too sexy we looked. I was like, all right. And how polarizing it is. Because you know what? There should never be any pressure on women, especially mums after having a baby, to do anything. You have to really listen to your body. But I'm a pop star and that has been my life.
You're a bloody pussycat doll, you know?
You're a pussycat doll, yeah, exactly.
Public are waiting for this.
Also, I was like, this is really empowering to show women. And I was like, or it puts a lot of pressure. It's one or the other. It's very polarizing. But no, I'm proud that I sort of pushed to go and make it happen.
And what's it like being a pussycat doll now that you're a mum? Is it any different to how it was before, and how?
Yes, it is. The songs that we sang are really empowering and about owning your space and women coming together, women supporting women. And I love everything that we did. But when you have kids and young kids and you listen back to the songs about loosen up my buttons and the kids are like, what does that mean, Mum?
I listened to that this morning and there's a line in it that goes, I'm a sexy mama. And I was like, I wonder if she sings that to herself. We basically are. We're all sexy mamas.
It does feel a bit different, but I will say my sort of whole journey within it, I was punk doll with a mohawk and motorcycle boots and wearing skulls and stuff. So there's a bit of a power behind it as well as like a sexiness. But I think that I'm quite proud of my spin because when I can sort of show back the kids what I've done, it really comes with this performance element. And I run a dance academy as well. So we've got about 200 students who, are doing performance performances to the Pussycat Dolls, and now having really like a lifeline to explain what those dances meant.
Yeah.
Especially back in the day, they're always pitting us against each other and they're trying to steal your men. It's like, it's just not what it's about.
Yeah.
So it's nice to now have an academy to really explain sort of the power of art and the power of performance and the power of sort of owning your space when it comes to dance and everything that we did as Pussycat Dolls and beyond.
I bet all the dads at school are like,
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask. Yeah. Are you in like the mum WhatsApp chat for your school?
Oh yeah, all 500 messages every day.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh my god. And what's
It's a lot.
your profile picture? Is it you with your leg up? With your skull and your
I
mohawk?
skipped the profile pic.
Like, that's the Pussycat Doll in our WhatsApp chat.
But the teachers sometimes have me come in and do dance classes with the kids, like for my young
I
boy.
love that.
Went in
Oh,
to sort
did
of help
they?
with stuff like that or little awards or things.
Let's go on to fails. Do you have any parenting fails for us?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've got a brilliant story. I was thinking about just parenting and the things that really will stay with me for the rest of my life. And it's not necessarily a fail, but I'll never forget it. And it was when, I can't remember which one of them, of the three, but they were a baby. And we had quite a tall crib and it had a changing table you could kind of slide over the top. So I put them on the crib and changed their nappy. And they were all nice and clean, but I believe there were still some remnants because they had a big fart right in my face.
I love how you say fart.
Fart. And I was covered in it. And I still can't believe that happened.
Oh my gosh, like actual poo
You shat in my
everywhere.
face.
A Pussycat Doll got shat in her face. That's brilliant.
That's motherhood.
Oh, that is motherhood. And what were you just like,
Well done.
Great.
That
Did
just
you
happened.
swallow any?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, that's
I think
good.
I
At least
squinted as quick as I could.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
heard
bet
the
the
noise.
tour bus felt very far away at that
It did.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely is a motherhood moment, isn't it? It's just,
Oh my gosh.
It's funny. A lot of the guests that we have on, and actually us as well, a lot of stories are related to wee and poo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being on a long haul flight to LA actually, and our son, who was 2 at the time, within half an hour of being on the flight, a 12-hour flight, he projectile vomited
Oh,
all
no.
over me. Husband didn't get touched, not a speck.
He was asleep.
Yeah, he was probably asleep or
Yeah.
asking for chicken or beef. And like absolutely covered, that the air stewardess, bless her, actually gave me her clothes that she had packed. And
did
I had to
she?
wash my clothes in the toilet in the airplane, which is tiny.
Yeah, of course.
And so I was wearing this woman's clothes. And then when we landed, and in my head, I was like, well, thanks. I'll just wear these. And then when we landed, she was like, I need those back now.
Oh no.
And I had to put on my damp, disgusting, sick
No,
clothes.
you didn't.
I did. I had
God.
to. It's the only thing I had.
Oh God.
And our friends met us at the airport, and like my husband's there, like arrested and looking spick and span, and I'm just no one even. I'd stank.
Yes.
I stank of puke, and I was just not in a good place.
Aeroplane
No.
soap and bile. Louise is here. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's
insane.
that is. I feel like for you there.
That
I
was
really do.
a low point.
But you can't. You can
There's
never
nothing-
like look glam.
You
really,
can't. There's
when
nothing
you're
more
with kids.
leveling than being a mum.
Yeah. What's your style of parenting? Because you seem really calm. I cannot imagine walking past you in the street and your child having a tantrum and you being like, ugh, like worked up. How
Yeah.
are you? What's your style?
I would like to think I've got a good amount of patience. To the point that I did have a moment where we were in a shop and my youngest got in his head that when you go to the shop, you get a toy. And I was like, no. We got to get out of this habit. I'm going to have to really stay stern to an absolute no. So he knew the no going in. I mean, he must have been 2 or 3 at the time, but it ended up with him face planted on the floor, screaming bloody murder for so long. I just stood, I was going to wait to be patient, let him just see it through. I go to check on, come on, babe. And I mean, it was like punches and kicks. He wasn't having it. So I just stayed back. I was just breathing and trying to keep
Yeah.
myself calm. But I mean, the whole shop came to watch what was going on of
Oh,
this
no, it's awful.
situation.
Did they think that you were going to come out into some like
Yeah.
dancing?
Yeah,
routine?
I should have. I ended up just scooping him up, screaming and kicking and all carrying on with the other 2 as well, pushing the cart, trying to get checked out. And I will say, I got home and this mum had messaged me on Instagram and sent me a nice DM, was like, I could see just how
Oh,
difficult
really?
that moment was. But I thought you did a really good job and you kept your calm. I was like, sometimes
That's nice to
sometimes you feel so judged in those moments.
Yeah.
But
It's
nice
always
to
in
feel
your head,
seen.
isn't it? Because you always think they're thinking this of me. They're thinking I'm a bad mum. They're thinking I can't control my kids. They think I'm not a good parent because my kids are behaving like this.
Yeah.
When actually, if I see a kid having a tantrum, I'm like, thank not my kid. And then I walk off.
Yeah,
and think we've all been there.
I sometimes do say, like, I do like to let other mothers know, especially on airplanes, when you see
Oh, absolutely.
parents really struggling on planes. And
Because you see people losing their mind as
Yeah.
well. They're so upset about it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Oh, do you know what I did once, actually? On my first ever flight ever with a child, my son was 7 months old. I went to Thailand, another stupid long haul flight. Don't know why I did it, but and he was crying all the time, and it was really, really stressful. And there was this one lady that made it very obvious that we were disturbing her flight. Like, you know, looking back, eye rolls, like, oh, look after your child. So I walked up to her chair and I farted on her.
Say that again, Louise. You did what? A lady was judging you on a flight because you had your child. So you did what?
I farted on someone on an aeroplane. But you know, but I styled it out. It wasn't as if I walked up, just went like,
All right.
I was holding the baby, like shushing the baby, and like, cause you know, and I turned in the aisle because she had an aisle seat. And I just went, yeah, she deserved it.
Oh, that was a good
Silent
bit of
but
win.
And then I
Deadly.
wanted to like get the nappy and rub it in her face, but
Oh, absolutely. I do. When I see kids on the plane, the parents are struggling, I try and get between the seats and get the attention of the baby or the kid and just give them something else to look at. I've got so many baby friends all around the world from flights.
oh, that's nice. I saw one mother on the plane, and she had a T-shirt on, and on the back it just said, "I'm sorry."
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and I saw something else actually going out online of a mum also on a plane handing out like goodie bags.
I saw
Yeah,
this.
just being
Yes.
like,
My first
here's some
flight.
earplugs and here's
Yeah,
this. And I'm
that's
sorry,
cute.
there will be some crying, and you know, whatever makes us get through it and feel better.
It's crazy to think we have 9 kids
Oh
between
my
us.
God.
We are
Like-
so outnumbered.
And
Oh my
We've all
gosh.
had obviously different experiences with birth and things. Now you've had 3 C-sections.
Cesareans, yeah.
How did all those come about? Was they elective C-sections or?
I really wanted to have a natural birth. It was always the dream. But no, my first was breech and there was no turning her. She was actually randomly, she was in the womb with one leg over her head.
Oh my God.
wasn't.
You kidding
So
me?
crazy.
That is brilliant.
So then they're like, even if we manually turned, her head is grown to a normal size, so she's not going to fit through your hips. So you're going to have a cesarean. But yeah, they took her out and that leg kept.
Oh my gosh,
A
that's
born
amazing.
Pussycat Doll, wasn't she?
Like I've arrived.
Arrived. Second, I was going to go for it. My little Maple, she was perfectly in the right position. They checked her 2 weeks before and everything was fine. Then went in and they were like, oh, she's switched. So now she was the wrong way around. So I did try to do the where they try to maneuver in the right position. She's having none of it. And it was a horrendous experience. Gosh, felt so sick while they're trying to like help maneuver your belly around.
So is that painful, or was that painful for you?
It's
Obviously
so
not for
just,
everyone.
it's just uncomfortable, the discomfort. And I felt so nauseous and I felt so sick. And as soon as she'd kind of go, she'd just duck under their hand and it was just wasn't happening. And then by that time, once you've had 2 on the third, they're like, no, you're having a cesarean.
Were you ever told to like lie on an ironing board upside down? That apparently helps spin the
No,
baby.
what is
Apparently.
this?
I've heard that. I don't even know. Maybe I read it somewhere. I don't know. So no, you didn't do that.
No,
by
I
the way.
did it.
No,
I did
fine.
it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that just came to me, and I was just
Like
like,
Pussycat told her she lie on an ironing board to assist with it.
I would.
And then how was your recovery? Because obviously you're very fit.
Yeah.
And was it like the pressure for you to kind of try and ping back? I mean, obviously you look amazing and you're very active, but what was for each of your pregnancies, what was the recovery like?
Well, I danced through all my pregnancies, was performing on Got to Dance sort
Until
of
how many
fully,
weeks?
8 weeks.
Right.
8 months, sorry.
Yeah.
So I kind of stayed active through all of my pregnancies. But certainly that first cesarean, I mean, the feeling is insane. It feels like all your organs have just been laid out. But I guess that there was pressure, but it was more I just wanted something to kind of help me get out of the rut of just wanting to stay in bed. So I did sign up for a triathlon. after the first baby.
How many weeks after?
Yeah, 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
It was many months after.
Yeah, 2 days.
She was a baby by then. But it just like kind of got me going, which was great. And then the second baby, I remember after that, I came home, I was like, am I still pregnant? It was just like all of that belly, it was still there. I had no idea how I was going to get over that. And I didn't put a lot of pressure, but I, of course, was back to work and getting active and dancing and teaching and everything. And actually, I kind of not whipped back in shape, but I was really happy with my body after her.
Yeah.
Then comes a little boy with those legs just like, just stretched everything out. So yeah, my abs will never be what they once were. My core will never be what it was.
You look the way you do, you can do what you do, and you've had 3 kids. What was the hardest transition for you? 1 to 2 or 2 to 3?
2 to 3.
Was it?
Yes.
I think mine was 0 to 1.
0 to, yeah.
That's when you're just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. I found going to 1 to 2, I remember going home being like, how am I going to like feed this one? Because I've got like a 19, 20-month-old kid running around wanting snacks, standing on the naughty step to climb up onto the window frame. Yes. And then all of a sudden now, because they're close in age, it's amazing because they're 2 boys and they like the same things. But yeah, I 1 to 2, I was...
What does life look like for you now that your kids are a little bit older? And I know that you're very much into your eco living, which tell us about that. Are your kids into that? Do they actually eat vegetables?
We're still working. Sustainability has always been a big thing. I sort of fell into because I had horrific acne, and I wanted to kind of overcome that and couldn't figure it out, but tried all the Accutane and Proactive and all these sorts of things chemicals to try and get rid of it. And then realized handling your stress and your diet and knowing what you're putting in your body was really kind of what helped me find my way through it. Now we're in a place where we've got like our wormery. We're trying to grow as much of our own food as well.
Oh, amazing.
I'd like to say it's going well. However, I can grow about 5 tomatoes.
But I love the fact that you do that with like trying to be as eco-friendly and stuff. What you like? Do your kids have chicken nuggets and chips?
Yes. There's no way. I mean, I was a MasterChef winner. I did it because I had kids and I didn't know how to cook. So I was like, I am ready.
Oh my God, I love it.
Now they hate it. They hate all food except for like chicken and chips and maybe some peas and beans.
Lots of beige plates.
Yes. It's so disheartening.
Yeah.
I'm on smoothies though at the minute.
Smoothies are a good way to kind of like get the extra vitamins.
Make it
and
fun
minerals
somehow.
Make it fun.
And what's your like a morning for you getting 3 kids ready? Because I know we talk about the chaos all the time, but getting them ready for school, like do you do the drop off? Are they screaming in the car? How do you manage mornings, getting them dressed and tantrums?
I mean, I hate tantrums and I hate feeling stressed out and I hate being late. So I try to start as early as I can, do nice light wake ups for each of them, trying to sort of help them get dressed as well as get them to dress themselves. I've been doing lots of smoothies and maybe some toast or a nice breakfast for them, get their snack boxes packed, get their teeth brushed and their hair done. The girls is a big one. There cannot be any lumps. You have to make it extremely smooth or you're going to have to start over. Then of course their bags and stuff, but they have dance as well. So it's like, okay, got to get the dance bags ready because that happens later. So get them into the car. If I can make everything as nice, if they get the breakfast they want and they don't have to spend too much time in the company of their siblings and we get in the car, then it is okay. But I'm telling you, the school run can be so difficult because of the fighting and having to share a close space.
You're obviously so grounded and so like good as a mum. How would you look back at your childhood and how's that like kind of molded how you are as a parent?
Gosh, I mean, dance is what saved me from my childhood. I had a brilliant childhood, to be fair. Like I went to the Lake of the Ozarks and Too Big and rode ATVs and was like one of the boys, such a country girl. But there was also a lot of sort of alcohol was not friendly within the environment. And I didn't feel safe a lot of the time. And I didn't have anybody to talk to. And what I did find, and confidence was really low. But when I went into the studio, I was able to like tell stories and create these lines and do these solos and competitions and be seen and get scholarships. And it just gave me all the building blocks to be able to move to LA and work in film and television and be in the Pussycat Dolls. So like, you know, I guess, I'm so thankful for all of that as well as negative and sort of as dark as it got at times. Now I can look back and be like, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did or fight the way I do. I have the resilience or determination had I not had those experiences. So I can look back and be really grateful now. But I have certainly, with my family, I'm trying to make a lot of shifts because I think it's cyclical, isn't it? You can kind of carry on with what you were given. And I'm definitely set in like being really aware and really mindful of enjoying my life and doing what I love, because I think the kids need to see that as well, but also really being there and being present and being protective and giving them a solid foundation.
Amen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I saw you the other day, you were telling me a story about how Davina, because we had her here the other day, how she named
Willow.
Yeah. How did that come about? Because you were telling me, I was like, save it for the podcast.
So on Got to Dance, I was on there for 5 series as a judge. And of course, Davina was the presenter. And we became really good friends through that whole experience, which was amazing. And then I went on to do the jump. It was first series, same year as the Olympics were going on. And so I was really excited to learn a new sport. I'd always wanted to do winter sports. So I went to do the jump. Anyways, after finishing the show, it was 2 weeks until me and my husband now were getting married. So we were all on the flight together, headed back. And him and I are just sort of in the middle of plans for the wedding and stuff. And she comes walking up. She's like, so what are you guys talking about? And at the time we're like, oh, this is so embarrassing. We're like, future kids' names. Aww. And she's like, oh, kind of what, I don't know if she asked what we were thinking, but she said, I have the perfect name for you. And we're like, oh God, don't say it. Like, it's such an awkward thing because what if you don't like it? And she said Willow would be a great name. Oh, and she's like, I always wanted to name my kid Willow, but ended up as a middle name, but Willow would be great. And we were looking at each other like, oh my God, we love that name. Oh so God. It stuck. So yeah, Willow was named by Davina.
So when Willow was born, did you like message her like, this is our baby? It's
yeah, absolutely.
I bet she was buzzing about that. I bet she gave you a big hug as well. She
sent some lovely presents, and there was like a onesie and a little bear or something, all sorts.
We kind of kept a list of names and we're like, if we ever have a 4th. And my husband said we're not having a 4th, so I've told him he has to have the snip.
Yes.
Has your husband been through that process?
Well, 3rd child, they're like, do you want any more? I was like, no. We were done at 2. She was like, do you want a snip? So in the midst of, getting everything done, apparently I was shouting, clamp it hard, Jane, clamp it hard. So yeah, she clamped me while I was in surgery. So I was done with. And we were going to do the double doozy and make sure that he got his done as well. But they don't really recommend that because there are risks that go on with it. So if the woman's already been so what do they call it? Sterilized. Yeah. Thank you. Then they won't sort of push for the guy too.
Is that right?
I think is really unfair.
Of course they don't.
Of course they
don't. Crikey.
And doesn't it frustrate you a little bit? So after we had our 3rd, my husband is going to kill me for saying this, but he was like, oh babe, I'm going to get the snip. Yeah, look at you. Like as I was getting stitched up, legs in stirrups, and some guy walked into the room that wasn't my husband and looked at my internals and was like, that's not my wife. And then walked back out again. And I was like, he's like an Uber driver from Leicester. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. But my husband was like, I'm going to get the snip because you've been through so much, like with all of this shattering your body.
Oh,
like 2 years on, he won't. He's like, I'm not being castrated. He's like, I don't want any more kids. But he's like, what if something happens to you and like I marry somebody else? I'm like, sorry.
Oh my God!
I was like, no, he's like, I'm just saying, like, hypothetically. And I'm like,
I need to have a word.
More kids.
I need to have a word. I'm very pro the snip, though.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the women's body has to go through so much.
We go through so much.
Hormones and progesterone and menopause and all of it. It's just so much. I
got the coil fitted, and that's quite the procedure.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Of course.
I thought it was just like a little smear. But I was not expecting that.
It's a whole appointment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you not feel a bit like dangling? Do you have to make sure? Because I haven't had... So I've got polycystic ovaries. So if I pump any hormone into my body, it's not... I don't feel great. So that's my reason of just saying, oh, Andy, just pull out. It'll be fine. And here I am with 3 kids.
Yeah.
But I don't... Is it true with a coil that you have like a bit...
There is something, but I can't feel it because I don't really...
Right.
Touch myself like that.
Well, I know it's like what you have to like finger yourself to feel this thing that's hanging out.
I'm
a
not
coil.
going to do
like
it today.
I just don't want to do.
We can get back to it.
I know we need to go to the toilet and tell us.
We need to
feel it. I can't feel it. If there is, I can't feel it. Yeah. But it lasts, for 5 years. It's got the progesterone in, which is helping with my perimenopause, which is good.
Have you noticed a difference?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask my husband though.
I know. Yeah.
Would he be sat here going, "Well, it doesn't work"?
Yeah.
Fucking nightmare.
she's always angry at me.
Poor man.
I love these stories. I feel like we could chat to you for ages.
Yes.
But I want to know, what has been the best part? What do you enjoy the most about being a mum?
God, I love being a mom, honestly. It's just, they are my joy. It's so frustrating sometimes, but man, when I see my kids, it just makes me feel with pride and joy, and those cuddles and those snuggles and just having they give me so much purpose in life. Like everything you do just is, you see it so differently.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like that they keep the consistency. I like our Friday family film nights. I love.
Oh my God, we do that. We do Friday film night. Yeah.
It's
I
my
love it.
favorite.
I love it. It is my favorite.
Yes.
What would you say has been the most unexpected thing you never knew about motherhood that...
I think that you don't get to choose. You're the shepherd. You're the shepherd, and you can't like choose where they're going to go in life or what they need to do. They're their own person and will make their own choices, whether you like it or not. So finding a way to be the shepherd rather than the leader. I
that's
think I
nice.
didn't
That's
see
such
that
a
coming.
nice way.
That's really nice.
Imagine your son when he's older and his mates come round and it's
Oh my God, I
my
know.
mum, they'll all know you're a pussycat doll. They'll be like, is Nicole going to be there?
Yeah.
Won't they? But like, obviously the girls will have met all your kids and how's that? You know, with all their kids, do you get together with kids and like, how's that?
Well, because quite a few of the girls live in LA. Ashley's living the no kid life, which was admirable. So we kind of don't get together quite in that way. But I do remember back when we were sort of getting ready for tour, and Nick and Tom had just started dating, and they lived in the same place that we do. And it was just so crazy to like go into our local pub, and then there'd be the old life of the dolls sitting right there. And it would sort of introduce the kids to all of that. And, you know, like Robin, who owns the dolls, she knows the kids and likes to do like Snapchats and all sorts of little dances with them. I mean, for the longest time, I haven't seen Ash in a while, but Ash was like, they couldn't say Auntie Ashley, so they call her Naughty Ashley.
Oh,
and I was like,
really
it's fitting.
sweet.
I like it.
That's really sweet.
They've learned a lot of TikTok dances together. So yeah, it's so cool to just see like, it is a whole new life. And then to introduce that to what was your life, it all becomes this whole new adventure.
You must get recognised though everywhere you go. And do you ever feel it like a bit, not awkward, but, you know, taking your kids to school, or like when you took them to nursery or mum groups and stuff, you know, did you ever feel that like, oh, people are...
Yeah,
like,
I think moving to a new country, I'm a citizen now, we can celebrate that.
Yay.
But moving into a new area for the first 3 years, it was really scary actually. Because, you know, you go to any shop and they'd be like, oh, it's you, or like just has this big comment. And I'm quite a shy person, really, in my normal everyday life. But I found my way with it. You know, I wear ball caps when on the school run. I very much fit in. Like I'm not sort of dressed to impress or kind of carry a pop star persona. But when I go to work or I go to events, and I can kind of go into that aspect of my character.
Yeah.
So in a way, I think over the years, I found a real balance with it, where I've got an incredible community that we live with that sort of embraces me and knows my little quirks of, you know, I struggle in being in amongst loads of people. It really sort of gives me a lot of anxiety. So they just like now really look after me, and they understand me for me. And I guess that's everything you're kind of looking for. So I've gone from like just didn't know how I was going to make it happen to now of like, you know, I know Barry the postman, and I know the people at the little shop down the road, and they all have lovely conversations. And I don't feel like I'm sort of sticking out like a sore thumb.
I bet Barry the postman loves it when you get
Yeah.
letters.
Yeah. Does your
we
mail
love
say,
Barry.
This is Pussycat Doll?
He's so helpful, actually. I'll never forget another mum story. You know, there's especially when you've got multiple kids, it's such a juggle. And there was one morning where I just sat down to just maybe have my cup of tea and sort of scroll through the phone. And my husband, Max, had just left. It was hot, so we keep the doors open because we have a nice gate. And as he'd left, I'd been sitting there for a while, and I hear a ring at the door and realize it's Postman Barry. But first, I want to figure out where my kid is because I don't have eyes on her. So I'm scouring through the house. I can't find her anywhere. I'm like, like real panic. And I finally go to out the door and opened the gate, and there he is with my daughter. I'm like, how in the world did this happen? And he's like, yeah, I saw her like toddling across the street. I was like,
Oh my God.
It's the worst thing you could ever imagine.
Oh
So
my gosh.
when I sat down, as Max had left, he went out the gate, and as the gate was closing, she just toddled through as the gate closed behind her. It's like, what are the chances of that?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh my
Postman
God,
Barry is
Barry.
actually a legend.
Yes, thank
So
you.
now he's a
Postman
full-time
Barry.
nanny.
Yeah.
He delivers the post.
Now he's part of the family.
And would you like your kids to go into the entertainment industry as they get older?
No, but I think that it's happening.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah.
It's just happening.
And do you think there'll be a Pussycat Doll reunion?
I don't know. I really champion the fact that women should support women, and getting on the same page and celebrating the legacy that we created to do is such a must. But to be able to get that whole train on the tracks with that mindset is very difficult, if not impossible.
Well, if you do, we will be there.
Thank you.
We will be there.
We will be
will
there.
pretend like everyone wanted to be a pussycat doll after 6 pints in the Weatherspoons toilet. And this song comes on, and the hairdryer's on, and everyone's dancing.
Hot like me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Such a tune. What's your favourite song?
I mean, Don't Ya, I have my DJ dance show, Don't Ya Disco. So for me, like, Don't Ya was what put us on the map and made us, known worldwide almost overnight. So I don't know, Don't Ya is the
No, that's a
classic.
good one. I remember singing that to a guy that I fancied who had a girlfriend. And I was
Did you do the dance move?
I didn't do the dance move, but I think it came on in a pub, and I was just like basically singing it, looking at him. It was like, my girlfriend's actually really fit.
Absolutely. Oh, no.
I think there's a girl over there having a seizure. I'm not sure if she's flirting with me. I'm not sure. Louise. Yep.
The night that I had fallen in love with my husband was at Freedom in Soho.
I love
Freedom. It's a really
oh my
good
God,
vibe.
it's so much fun there. I love it there.
So we were downstairs having a good time and had really felt these sparks happening, and we were sort of in a nice dark corner, and sort of it was happening. It was going in for the kiss, and just as it was about to happen, this spotlight comes on and they start playing Don't Ya.
No.
And we realized that what was a dark corner is actually a little stage in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
So up I pop, play it off, and perform to Don't Ya, leaving him in the corner like, oh God.
I bet he was like, this is unbelievable. Do you think did he think she staged this? This is a personal performance.
I need to
for
ask
me.
him, actually. It probably felt that way.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
But it was like, you're just going to have to give me a minute here.
Yeah.
Please. Got an erection in the corner if I'm actually on stage. Help me.
Yeah, but he can't believe his luck. Christmas came at once. Incredible. My
We've
God.
covered everything from the erection to the snip.
I know. Well,
Literally everything
on
is
no
covered here.
parental
love it.
guidance. There is no holding back. Kimberly, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute honour. We've had a Pussycat Doll on the show. I actually can't quite believe it, and loved hearing all your stories. Great advice, actually, as well, with some of your parenting as well. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Leg kick in the air.
So if you loved today's episode, please give us a thumbs up, leave a review, and tell your mum mates to join the madness.
And don't forget to subscribe to No Parental Guidance. We're here every Monday with more mum mayhem and no judgment.
And a huge thank you, of course, to our incredible sponsors, Card Factory, for helping us bring this episode to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.